Hey everybody, it's Niall here with TestDrive Garage. Today we're going to be doing an interior detailing on our CX-5 here. So we did an exterior detailing a little while ago, and we had a lot of people comment. There's certainly different methods to be able to achieve basically the same thing. So we're going to be doing something on the inside here. Hopefully it's going to be a little bit less controversial than the other one. So I'm going to show you kind of what we're dealing with here. We've had the car for a couple weeks now, and with the non-asphalt driveway, you can see here it's all gravel, that ends up transferring directly into the car. So you can see here that the driver's side, we've got some scuffs on the plastic. The kick guards here are pretty dirty as well. The floors are just caked. Obviously you can just remove the floor mats since they are pretty disgusting. You just pop them off. So we're gonna shake them out real quick just to get some of that crap out, and then we'll vacuum underneath them. And then we'll put the floor mats back in and start vacuuming those, and we'll show you kind of how to vacuum leather seats as well. The method can also be applied to non-leather seats, but you want to make sure that you're not scratching it up as you're giving it a vacuum. So we're going to be showing you the products that we use for that. Okay, so when you remove the floor mats though, right, don't want to put them on the ground. You want to clean them. So we're going to move the floor mats. You got to put them somewhere clean. So, I don't know, for example, maybe just on the top of this car. Who cares about that? So we're then going to go back to the car. And now you can see, even with the floor mats out, there's still quite a bit of dirt that is all around the pedals and underneath where we were. So that is one of the reasons why it's a good idea to take the floor mats out, shake them out, and then vacuum this first. Now we're using a small shop vac here. This is actually the least expensive one that you can buy here in Canada, at least at Canadian Tire. It is a 18 liter, 2 horsepower. It's pretty small compared to even the one that we had before. I think it was like 5.5 or 7.5 gallons, something like that. But you know what? It gets the job done. So on the hose right now, we've got sort of like a funnel. I don't know what you really want to call it, smaller one. So we use that for the most part. We've also got 2 other ones that you can use. So this came in the kit with the funnel that you saw there. That's like a slightly wider little vacuum head. And then we've also got a brush, which I need to clean off a little bit. But you can use that one for the seats. And then we also picked up this, which is sort of, it's got like bristles on the inside. It's full of hair already. We filmed a little bit of this before. So this is good to get actually in to the carpet. So you can see here already before we've really started the video, this was just as dirty as the passenger or the driver's side. The passenger side now is nice and clean. So that's kind of what you'd be looking at to get it cleaned up with. So we're going to show you real quick how to use these products and which ones to use with your shop vac. So then that way, if you don't have a central vac in your house, or you're thinking about upgrading to something, even the basic shop vac will get the job done. Well, there you go. That really is a night and day difference in terms of how it was before. Now it's not 100%, right? I mean, if you're detailing it for a client or a customer, or it's a Ferrari, then certainly you're going to want to make it look unbelievable. But considering what it was before, it looks pretty good. And even the seats too, you want to use that softer bristle just to be able to get into the cracks. And especially with perforated seats like this, you do get them to get weird things in the perforation. So things like hair, you can kind of see a little bit. Sometimes there's a little bit of residue left over, little crumbs and stuff. So now we're gonna do real quick here. We're just gonna take some product to clean the plastic. Okay, now I'm probably gonna have some people that are gonna yell at me for this, but I'm not really too worried because every method's different. And I'm not gonna go out and buy products that are 100% recommended only for plastic. I think it's kind of dumb. So I use invisible glass, actually, obviously for the glass, but I'll also use it for little things like this. You see here, there's foot scuffs all along here. There's quite a bit here where I think the fuse panel is. Behind there, maybe there's like an emergency release for the hood. Who cares? Point is that it's messy. So I'll spray a little bit of product on the towel here. It's a 100% terry cloth. And you just give it a quick wipe like that. Give it a little wipe here. Oh my God, look at that. Amazing. It's like brand new. So even though it's not necessarily a plastic or interior cleaner, it's still, you know, it's still a cleaning solution that I find works. And when we're doing small little touch-ups where things like this, where you've, you know, been kicking your dirty feet, it makes a big difference. So you can use it for the bottom of the door cards as well, to be able to clean things up like that. And yeah, you just give it a quick wipe. You don't have to go too hardcore into it. Just give it a quick wipe, and then yeah, you can see here, like, that looks quite a bit cleaner than it did 10 minutes ago. Okay, so it's kind of hard to see from the video, but there are fingerprints along the piano black finish of this car. There's nothing that you need to do that's very sophisticated. I take a 100% microfiber cloth and I just kind of give it a quick rub, just like that. Get all the fingerprints out of it. You give it a little bit of pressure just to be able to get into where you're cleaning, but you just give it a quick once over like that. I do that with things like you know, fake leather wood trim here. Even on the 7 Series, we do the same thing, but all the shiny bits, you can get them all cleaned up, and it also gets the dust off too. So same thing here, you know, the gauge cluster here and steering rack, they're a little dusty, so you give it a quick wipe down and look, wow, it looks a lot better. Same thing around the rings here for your gauges. That makes a nice little difference there. And you know, going back to the invisible glass that we had before, you can use that to clean the interior of your windshield if you've got a car that doesn't have a full leather dashboard. This is kind of like a plastic composite. What happens during the summer months, most part, when the sun is coming in through your windshield, it'll start to create off gases from the plastic on your dashboard that will then sort of evaporate into the glass above where your plastic is. So that's why you'll notice, especially with rental cars or cars that really haven't been taken care of, when you're driving and the sun is in front of you and it's pointing right down on the windshield, you might see that it's very, very hazy out your windshield there. During low light conditions, it's not as bad, but when there's a direct light coming in, you'll notice. So this car's not bad, it's brand new, so there isn't much of an issue. We did give it a quick wipe down. So again, to clean the glass, use something like a microfiber, and even, I don't even use invisible glass on the inside. I'll get a clean towel like this and I'll just, you know, kind of go over the entire interior by hand, because I find that putting chemicals on the interior of your windows makes it a little worse. So you can do it if it's really bad, but I find just doing, you know, good old arm and hammer, doing it yourself here, you'll be able to get it done quite a bit easier than if you're using products or things like that. Again, I might be a little hard here to see necessarily on the video, but you know, our daughter kicks along here, but there's also a lot of dust on the side. So again, we use the same method we did. Put a little bit of cleaning solution on your terry cloth, give it a wipe, it's nice and clean. Same here, you can see the back of the leather is kind of kicked up a little bit, so give it a little wipe down. Makes a huge difference. And I've noticed, you know, the car is new, and you can see here, right, it's kind of dusty, so you give it a nice little wipe. So if you are doing this for a client, you want to be looking at things like the A pillars, the B pillars, C pillars, trim like that, all the plastic areas, you want to make sure that they are wiped down. Same thing here, you know, we've got the piano finish. It's a little scratched for some reason, we haven't even cleaned it, but it's a little scuffed. So again, you want to kind of get in there and get all the dust off, get all the fingerprints, make it look a little bit better. Piano black, those are going to get scratched up no matter what. But you want to look also at the bottom of the door cards, you know, along here, they'll get kicked even if it's not a kid who's getting into them. So for your own personal use, then you might not worry, but if you're thinking about detailing somebody's car, maybe you work for a dealership and that's what you do, or you know, you're selling a car as well, it's a great thing to do. We want to be able to feature more of that here on Test Drive and Perpetual Radio. We'd like to do some stuff related to buying cars with the intent on flipping them. So give it a good detail, because you'd be surprised. You might have a car that, for example, BMW 7 Series right here, not for sale, but if this car was for sale right now, right, it's pretty dirty. Look at all the dirt on the side of the car. Right, the interior is not too bad, but you know, you'd be surprised. Even if it's a nice car like this, runs well, there's nothing wrong with it, if it looks like poo, people are not going to be interested in buying it. So you want to make sure that when you're detailing a car, whether it's for your own use or business, or if you're selling it too, do a little bit extra. Make it shine, so that people who are seriously thinking about buying a car are going to be doing it. So that's about it for us here at Test Drive. I hope you've enjoyed this video. As always, we try to do different things and keep it unique and engaging as well. So if you have any requests, if you'd like to see something specific, then please let us know. You can email me directly, niall@perpetualradio.ca, or you can visit our website, perpetualradio.ca/contact. If you've got a vehicle that you want to have featured on the show, that's our casting call there with our criteria for what we're looking for. So until next time, take care.